What's going on, guys? It's Josh Barr, and today is April 10th, 2017, and I would like to say that I am finally driving for Lyft again. Well, kind of, sort of. The reason I had stopped was because I moved from San Diego, California to the Rio Grande Valley, Texas. And up until a month ago, the Rio Grande Valley did not have Lyft. Now that Lyft is in the valley, I emailed Lyft and they transferred me over as a driver. So I finally got out this Friday. It was April the 7th. I finally got out and I said, hey, I'm gonna check it out. You know, the good old days. So I went out and long story short, I made like 20 bucks. I went from 11 p.m. till 3 in the morning. And I live 40 miles from McAllen, so I drove all the way to McAllen, and on the drive over to McAllen, I got a hit, and it was a truck driver. I picked up a truck driver at the Flying J, or was it a Pilot? I think the Flying J. And he wanted to meet up with some friends. I took him. That was my first ride, and then I went to downtown McAllen, like 17th Street, and I drove around. I was looking at the parking, and like I was getting familiar with like the one ways and stuff like that, and I finally found a place to camp, and I sat there for like 45 minutes. I didn't get anything. So what I decided to do was I wanted to check out the downtown area myself. So I parked my car, and I started walking the strip. I started walking up 17th Street, and I like what I heard. I like what I saw, and there was actually some good live music. It was pretty cool. And by that time, it was like I was just walking around seeing all the people. But by that time, it was like 1:30, and I was still on. And the entire time, I didn't get a hit. But I was like, man, come on, someone has to give me a hit. And sure enough, like at 1:40, I get a request. And the dude calls me right away. Hey, Josh, where are you? We're in Chicago on 16th Street. Like, oh, yeah, I'll be right there. So I started running towards my car. I needed to find my car, but dumbass me, like I lost my car. I couldn't find it. Anyways, I finally found my car. I pick up the guy, and it turns out that he was from Oklahoma. I can't remember the city, but he's from Oklahoma, and he was here visiting a family for like a wedding or something. So I give them a ride, and now by the time I take him home, it's like 2 o'clock. So it's 2 o'clock. I look at the app, and McAllen had some prime time to downtown, but it was only a small little square. And by the time I got out that neighborhood where I dropped off the second rider, it was gone. So it was 2 o'clock. I was like, hey, I live 40 miles away. So I just started heading home. But I didn't turn off the app. One of the things I do is I won't turn off the app until I get home. So now it's like I'm 10 minutes away from home. It's 2:30. And I get another request. I'm looking at it. I'm tired. I'm like, well, hey, I'm already here. Let's do it. So I picked the guy up. He's a local, and I start talking to him. And he just found out about the app. He's done a couple rides, and I drop him off. Now I left when I started the night with like a half a tank of gas. But by the time I got home, I had like a tenth of a tank. So the $20 I made in 3 rides went back to refilling the tank. It's like I didn't make money, and it really wasn't worth it. But one thing I noticed was the truck driver, he's an over-the-road truck driver, so he's all up and down the states, and I'm sure he uses Uber and Lyft to get around when he's in truck stops. And the second rider was from Oklahoma, so they've had Lyft, and since he already has the app and he's familiar with it, he just requested a Lyft like normal. And what I'm getting at is I made $20, but you know, I don't know how much of it's me. Like I'm getting familiar with the area, and I gotta figure out like where to go, or how much of it is that the valley doesn't have enough riders. I don't think there's enough awareness of the Lyft app, and there's only like a couple drivers. I was looking at Harlingen. Harlingen only has like 2-3 drivers max, and McAllen only has about 10 drivers. So for the size of McAllen and Harlingen, there's less than 20 drivers because I switched over to the rider mode and I only saw a couple people. And with Wesco, only had like one guy camping. But with all the foot traffic and all the people I saw in McAllen and the size of it, it should be way more riders, but or demand, should I say? But I don't think people are aware. So was it worth it? No, but I think as more awareness builds, because a lot of people don't know about rideshare or Lyft in the valley, at least from what I understand, is it'll eventually pick up. But our first night out, I made less money on this Friday night than my very first night driving for Lyft, which is crazy. But if you're one of the first drivers and if it truly is just an awareness thing for riders, and it starts to pick up, you should be able to make money. I mean, I always average $20 an hour, and I definitely didn't do that that night. And I'm gonna go out this Friday just to see if it got any little better, or if I find another better area to drive. Man, I might just go out there and just give out cards, just give out promo codes, and see if people sign up, if they're even aware that Lyft is now in the valley. Other than that, Lyft is here in the valley. But the thing with Lyft in the valley's kind of weird because everything's like spread out. It goes from it's like Mission, McAllen, Far, Westaco, Harlingen, San Benito. And when I would drive in Charlotte, it was downtown, the epicenter, and there's a couple hot spots here and there. And with San Diego, it was downtown, 5th Street, and then it was Hillcrest, PB, and other hot spots. Like there's places to go, and there was the football games and the baseball games, and there was concerts. There was always something going on. And with the valley, just everything's so spread out, and it's really, I don't know, it's kind of weird the way the valley is set up. And another thing is they don't have it in Brownsville. So I don't know what's going on with that. I think Brownsville there's a lot of people in Brownsville. It would definitely benefit the market. So if you're in McAllen, you could drop someone off in Brownsville, but once you're in Brownsville, you can't request a ride or get a ride back. So that, I don't know, hopefully if Brownsville eventually opens up. But I think the larger issue is just the awareness and people downloading the app and requesting Lyft rides. I mean, when I was down there, I was down at the McAllen downtown, and there's all these parking spots. I mean, all these parking lots, charging people a bunch of money just to park. And it's like, you're better off just taking a $5-10 Lyft than paying for parking and then risk, people, the drinking and driving. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But this is what's true. This is what's true. From 1:30 to 2 o'clock, when all the bars let out, that still gets hot. But it didn't last very long due to the demand. But I'll get out there this weekend. I'll see how it goes. And with that, I'll see y'all next time.